And this is question number 4, IGCSE Mathematics, paper 4, and it is May, June 2008. So this is graph of cumulative frequency curve. This is cumulative frequency curve. On the x-axis, it is number of hours worked, and on the y-axis, we are given cumulative frequencies. 200 people record the number of hours they worked in a week. The cumulative frequency graph shows this information. The part A, use the graph to find the median, upper quartile, interquartile range, number of people who work more than 60 hours in a week. Okay? So median. Student, to find the median, you have to see the top of the graph. Look the graph here, the top of the graph. Top of the graph, it touches the y-axis at 200. Always check the top of the graph. It touches the y-axis at 200. To find the median in this cumulative frequency curve, what we do, we just divide this 200 by 2. It will be 100. So we will come from this 100, hit the graph, and then come to the x-axis. And this is our median. Now we have to see what the value it is. So just 36 is the median. So the Q1 is 25% of 200, which is 50. And the upper quartile, which is Q3, that is 75% of 200, and it is 150 now. To find the lower quartile, we have to check the 50. No, just by observe from 50, and the Q1 is 21, and from 150, I got Q3, which is 50. So Q3 was, upper quartile was Q3, which was 50, and interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1, 50 minus 21, and the interquartile range is 29. And in the same way, it will be R's. We have to find the number of people who work more than 60 hours in a week. So we discussed in our previous lecture that whenever we have to find more than question, first we have to find the number of people who work less than 60. First we have to find the number of people who work less than 60 hours. Be careful, it is 60 hours. Hours are on the x-axis. Hours are on the x-axis. So see this, how we can find it. Now from this is 60 hours, come in this direction, hit the graph, and then come towards the y-axis now. So then come from the y-axis, on the y-axis it is 180. So these 180 people, they have worked 60 hours and less than 60 hours. So number of people who worked 60 hours and less than 60 hours, they are 180, and the total number of people are 200. So 200 minus 180, it is 20. So number of people, 20 people have worked more than 60 hours. 200 minus 180, 20. So 20 people have worked more than 60 hours in a week. So what we have to do, we have to find first how many people have worked less than 60 hours, and then we subtract those number of people from the total number of people. We will get the number of people who work more than 60 hours. In the B part, Umar uses the graph to make the following frequency table. From 0 to 10 hours, there are 12 people. Those who did work from 10 to 20 hours, there are total number of 34 people. And likewise, and we have to find the number of people who work from 60 to 70 hours. And those who work from 70 to 80 hours, how many people are there? First we have to find the number of people who work less than 60. And then we will find the number of people who work less than 70 hours. At 60 hours, look this 60 hours over here. At 60, the number of people were 180. They were 180. On 60, the number of people are 180, and on the number of people who did work 70 and less than 70, they are 196. Now take the difference between them. 196 minus 180. That is 16 number. Those who did work from 60 hours to 70 hours, their total number of people are 16 people here. And now from 70 to 80 hours, so those who did work 70 and less than 70 hours, they are 196. And those who did work 80 and less than 80, they are 200. So 200 minus 196, 4. Therefore, the number of people who work between 70 and 80 hours, they are total number of 4 people. So we have found P and now calculate an estimate of mean number of hours worked in a week. We did this question yesterday. There is a video available. You can do this yourself. This is as a homework. Okay, do it yourself. In this table, Umar has formed the group like this: 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and 20 to 30. This is the table of Umar, and this is the table of Shalini. What Shalini has done, she took the group from 0 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50, and 50 to 80. You can make different tables using the graph. It is up to you. So look this table now. So what we have to do, if we draw the histogram from this table, so we have to see whether we have to use simple frequencies or frequency densities. Why we use frequency densities? When the size of the group are not same. Look, here the size is 30. Here the size is 30. Here the size is 10. Here the size is 10. Here the size is 30. So the size of the group are not equal everywhere. Some are size 10 and some are of the size 30, like that. So in this case, we use frequency densities. Yes, frequency density is the frequency over class width. So it will be 2.7. Okay, 2.7. So just by dividing the frequency by class width, here the class width is 30, class width is 10. So we got this frequency densities. But just read the question very carefully. So the frequency, the height of the column for interval 30 to 40 is 9. This is the column 30 to 40. And height is 9, but in our case it is 3. So what has done here? We have to multiply this 3 by 3, so we will get 9. Just multiplying by this 3 by 3, we will get 9. So we will multiply all the frequency densities by 3. Now just by multiplying by 3 to all these frequency densities, we will get new frequency densities. Now if we have to draw the histogram, we will use these frequency densities.